answering in the chat. We're going to go ahead and get started. All right. So promoting positive practice of arts. All right. Once again, my name is LaQuanda. I am a coach here at Early Learning Coalition, and we're going to talk about promoting positive practice through arts. All right, so just a little bit of housekeeping. If you see that little line through your microphone, you are muted and we cannot hear you. If you don't see it, then you are unmuted and we can hear you. Was someone going to say something? Sorry. All right. And then the line going through your video, if you see that, we cannot see you. And if the line is not there, then we can see you. We would love to see your beautiful faces, but we do understand if we cannot. And then our chat is always there if you need, if you would like to engage with us, please do.
Did you get on it from the mail?
All right. As our chat will be asking you questions through the chat, please engage. All right, let's go through our agenda and our objectives. We're going to define arts. We're going to share our successes and our challenges through our breakouts. And then we're going to explore strategies for teaching and discuss and develop actions for implementation. All right, so define arts. So through our early learning practices and infant and toddler practice and early learning, the first one that comes to mind when you think of arts is validating children's emotions by labeling in or repeating them.
Yeah, you're there. Where am I?
All right.
It said no audio. Yeah, you push no audio.
Push.
And then the next one would be using useful language to describe what is happening or what is going to happen during the activity, routines, and transitions, which is really important to let them know what will be happening throughout our activity and what they can be doing. This gets them excited about learning about arts.
Yeah.
Then we have provides multiple opportunities for children to be or for preschool, it's providing multiple opportunities for children to be active and engaged in the activity. This includes movement, verbal responses, and multiple materials. So giving them more than one thing to draw or to paint with, including wheels, tractors, it goes on and on. And last one is states learning objectives and or expectations before activities and refers to them throughout the activity. Does anybody have any questions about that? Great, we'll move on. All right, so we're gonna, can you guys write in the chat, who is familiar with class? Is everybody, can you just give me a yes, no? Or do we have a poll for that, Lexi? Oh, good, okay, I see someone said no. Perfect. Yes, I've heard of, okay, great.
Yep.
Okay, feel free to mute yourself if you need to. Perfect, I see your response, Gloria. Yes, you've heard of it, great. So class is an observant tool used to look at high quality teaching, teacher-child interactions and child-to-child interactions. Arts will help with teaching social and emotional skills, behavior support, and promoting children's engagement, which gives students a confident boost and can enhance classrooms. This is why art is helpful and important for young children, especially with teaching through social and emotional. All right, so let's define art. Arts varies branches of creative activities such as painting, music, literature, and dance. Positive outcomes for our children. The first one is music and songs are a fun way to learn language, particularly for children who are dual language learners. They say through song, you can pretty much teach children a lot of things through song. It's really quickly for them to remember the beat and the rhythm, and they catch on to it very quickly. Our experiences help children build creative problem-solving skills, which is really great for everyday life. And then number 3, they learn to express their ideas and share thoughts. Anybody would like to add anything to that? What do you think? Positive outcomes for children. What do you learn it through arts?
They also learn large and small motor skills. Is a good positive outcome for them in art.
Very true.
And they also learn how to support their peers when they're working with art.
Yay, thank you for that. Anyone else? Science and math, and it's fun, right? Yes, art is so fun. They can become more confident in expressing themselves. Yes, exactly. Great way to get those shy ones out to participate. Thank you for your responses. All right. All right, so we're going to share our successes and challenges, maintaining art roles. So before we go, okay, let's talk about our breakout rooms. We're going to watch a video before we go into it, but we're just going to discuss how breakout rooms work. So you'll see an icon pop up when we open up the breakout rooms, and you'll just click join to join the breakout rooms. And then on the bar, you'll see on the bottom on the little blue, it tells you how to leave the breakout room. And you just press leave breakout room there. All right, we're going to watch our first video, and then after our video, we're going to have some questions, but we're going to do them inside our break room, and I'll put the questions inside of the chat box and also go over them just before we do it. All right, the title of this is called What is Art? Let's see if it's going to play for me.
Art.
Can you guys
When
hear
we
it?
hear that word, some of our minds jump to museums or framed paintings, and in that context, some people think, nah, I'm not a big fan of art. I just don't get it.
Uh-oh, sorry. Pressed the wrong button.
Or they think of art as something that's just for intellectuals or artsy people. But really, art is for anyone who wants to experience it, and it's often in more places than we might realize. Songs you like, movies you watch, poems, theater, even a quilt that your grandmother made. All of that and more is art. So you might be wondering, well, then what is art? How do I define it? Well, that's tough. Art's been around for thousands of years, and through the ages it's evolved in a number of different ways. And the reasons for creating it vary from person to person depending on any number of factors. So defining art is pretty tricky, and it's something that's been debated throughout history. There just isn't one agreed upon definition. However, many believe that art is anything that stirs emotion in you. Now, the emotions that get stirred up depend entirely on your own history, your story, everything that comes together to make up who you are. And because of this, 3 different people can experience the same piece of art and have wildly different reactions to it. One person might think it's the most beautiful thing they've ever seen, the second person might hate it, and the third might not feel much of anything at all. And none of them would be wrong. Everyone's entitled to their own preferences and feelings when it comes to art. You know, the way you feel about your favorite song could be the same way that someone else feels about their favorite sculpture. And even though you might not like that sculpture, it can be valuable to consider why that person enjoys it so much. You may learn something about them and maybe even yourself. The term art is really just a label. Over the years, a lot of people have tried to classify what it is or what it isn't, but that's not really what art is about. It's about your personal experience with it and the meaning that you draw from it. Everyone reacts to art differently and has the potential to grow and learn from it. It gives us the opportunity to tell stories, record history, and tap into our emotions in a way that few other things can.
Goodwill Community Foundation, creating opportunities.
Perfect. All right, so we're gonna watch. All right, now we're gonna answer some questions. Ms. Lexi's gonna put us in breakout rooms. The first question is: after watching the video, did your definition of art change? If so, how? And then the second question is: you can answer any one of these. How can you teach social and emotional skills through art? I'm gonna put those in the chat.
They're gonna do it.
Can you see the question, Lex?
Yeah, you're good. They're in the chat.
Okay, perfect.
Okay.
Okay, so we have two different breakout rooms,
Where they want you to go.
one with each question. I'm gonna go from there.
Pam showed me hers and I saw your face on there. Like, she doesn't know. No, I cannot. That's all right. That's okay.
Are you ready?
Yes, sorry.
Oh,
Yes,
And we'll
it's a
be
breakout room.
in breakout rooms for about 4 minutes.
Sorry, I have another person with me to take the course.
Your friend is so cute.
Yeah, this is the one, and I have a golden doodle. Look this. This is my
For better
service
life.
dog.
So Kwanda, I think you're muted.
Yes, sorry. Okay, did anyone want to share anything from their breakout rooms that kind of stood out? Or was something different they haven't heard before? Okay. All right, so now this next video is about 5 minutes long. It kind of talks about a teacher and how she has her arts center set up. So it'll be about 5 minutes. We'll do this one and then go on to the next one.
In each one of my centers, we have open-ended
Let me
questions.
start it. Yeah. Okay. Is it showing good? Yes. Play. No? There.
Hi, I'm Christy Harper. I'm a pre-K teacher at Nettleton Pre-K, and this is
I'm gonna stop touching things.
my art center. I first think of the basics. I think about markers, color pencils, and crayons. And they start out drawing simple pictures, and then we build on that, the scissors and the glue to give the kids a little bit of extra fine motor practice. Then we want to add some collage materials. We do little baggies of all different kinds of materials. This helps them to build, and it gives texture, and they get to just experiment with their imagination. The reason we bag it in individual little baggies is to help the children not feel so overwhelmed, and they can switch back and forth. And this is a good time for the children to learn to share, and it helps us with problem solving, and it creates conversation about why you want this over that, and the baggies also help with cleanup. And if you look at these labels, I take pictures of my actual materials. It gives them more of a connection. It makes it more real to the children. Every art center has those things that are constant throughout the year. This is a shelf that is ever changing. We take things that the kids ask about, maybe that they did at home or they did at a friend's house. For instance, the items from nature. We have these in our science center, but one of the kids took a pine cone from the Science Center and brought it over to Art Center, dipped it in paint, and made the coolest pattern. When thinking about the things that you put in your 3D art area, start small, start simple, and build on it as you see your children are ready for it. If you put all of this out at the beginning of the year, you're not going to get the joy out of it that you want. The kids are most certainly not going to get the joy out of it that they need. In each one of my centers, we have open-ended questions. It's a tool for me. It helps me to engage in conversation, and there's always a way to spark their ideas and encourage thinking. It is, Alex. It is a square. Children often just notice shape and color, but what we wanted to do with this activity is to bring more vocabulary and to make them look at other aesthetic value to this other than just color and shape. Can you help me describe the difference in these two textures?
Think it's got spots on it.
Look at that. So I want to introduce new words such as texture and extend their thinking beyond and start talking about words such as ripply and wavy and bumpy. Do you see one that might look like it might look bumpy? How about wavy lines? Do you see any wavy lines? Do you know what a wavy line?
It's like an ocean.
It is like an ocean, Alex. Do you see anything on either one of your pictures that looks like that reminds you of the ocean?
There's a symbol go on the ocean.
This looks like it could be ocean. Those are waves of an ocean.
It's because these like spots.
You look closely and you see spots. I wonder what caused those spots there and they're not over here.
Because I can see spots on mine.
You've got spots, they almost look like bubbles. It starts to make their minds think past color and past shape and start comparing and seeing the differences and the similarities in the shapes that they've made. By using the word wavy, it sparked a whole new conversation about things that they're familiar with. When I used my hand to describe wavy, they saw ocean waves in the paper.
It's like an ocean.
It is like an ocean, Alex. We've done lots of painting lately, haven't we? I'm very intentional with which art I display and how I display the children's art. I want them to have it eye level, and I want them to appreciate each other's art and feel pride in what they do and what they've accomplished. I also add these thought balloons. What is the difference? These two paintings were done with bubble wrap, and they are so different. One child explored color, and one child explored pattern and familiar shape. So the children get to see the difference in using the exact same materials. Look how different these two art pieces are. I'm encouraging them to look at and appreciate each other's art. I'm also encouraging them to be keen observers. I want them to compare and contrast and have more conversations.
This is you, Layla, Talia. You made me longer.
Talia's the tallest one on the picture.
All right. So how did you guys see Christy using her art center? What did you see that kind of stood out to you?
I liked all the different mediums that she had in there, all the different types of sensory materials and everything that's different. And of course, changing it through the school year is a good reminder of, what we always need to do so the children don't get bored and they can always, have new materials to learn new ideas.
Yes, changing up throughout the school year is the best thing ever, especially at this time of the year when they're getting bored and they're tired of doing the same thing over and over again, pulling out something different to keep their interest. Thank you for that. Anyone else?
Pam said that she loves the questions at each center to help with conversations.
Yes.
Michael says keeping it at eye level, it helps them actually see each other's art.
For
Uh,
sure.
Rebecca said introducing a lot of vocabulary through art. Yes, like waves and all of
Mhm,
that.
mhm,
Casey says she introduced her supplies. Hold on. She introduced her supplies in stages as the students progress. I like that as
for
well.
sure. Mhm.
Angelina
Thank you.
says she is very intentional when she prepares an art class.
Yes, this is definitely why planning and preparing for your
Mhm.
art is very, very important.
Yeah.
Thank you guys.
And then Trisha said she loves how she let them bring materials from other centers. I like that as well too.
Mhm, mhm. Thank you guys. That was awesome. All right, next one. It's gonna be very short.
In each one of my centers,
No, there we go. It's about infants and toddlers and their music. So let's see how much fun they have.
You like Amy? Down came the rain. Watch the spider out. Well. Yes. Wow. Good job. Y como vieron que día fueron a llamar otro elefante. Los elefantes.
That one's pretty. I like the bell. With infants, we really kind of let them take the lead and kind of explore how they want to explore and learn how to do things on their own. And you definitely saw us doing a little bit of modeling. Maybe we'll take a shaker and kind of shake it up and down and show them how we would use it. And you'll see them mimic us. You'll see them shaking it the same way or maybe even using it in a different way.
Nice cow. Y como vieron que decía, fueron a llamar otro elefante.
So you just observed us doing a music activity. Music is something that we definitely incorporate every day in the classroom, whether it's we're singing or playing different musical games or taking out the musical instruments and experimenting with them. We're always incorporating music. And luckily, music is one of those things that really can entertain them for a very long time. So clearly it's something they're very interested in, so we encourage it all the time.
Okay. What I love about that video is it definitely music is the key to a lot of different things. Like she said, it will last for so long. I had a VPK class that at the end of the day, they will always get so antsy. So at the end of the day, we would just play music and dance, and they would do that for so long and hate when it was time to go to the next thing. So music is definitely something I use in the classroom. Can you guys share the different types of music that you guys listen to, and or how do you model the arts in the classroom? As you saw there, the teachers were on the ground with them and they were modeling how to bam and how to hit the instruments. What are some things that you guys do in your classroom to help model? Mm,
Ms. Jolie said this is the key into the class. Michael said, oh, she said everyone loves music. Michael said clapping, making a basic rhythm.
mhm. Just using your hands for sure.
Mhm.
All right.
You know,
Uh-oh.
we model the movements to the different songs. Like if I play Dr. Jean's, you know, Banana Song, get up there and sing it and model it for them while the music is playing. Or like when we do at the beginning of the school year, head, shoulders, knees, and toes, you know, we participate with them and demonstrate, you know, how to do the song. And then of course we have an actual music teacher here at our school. And so the
Nice.
kids get to go visit with her once a week for about 45 minutes. So she does a lot of modeling with them too and has many different instruments that she introduces to them, and they get a chance to experience and explore those instruments.
Mhm. Yes, and music helps with math as well, with making patterns. So with the rhythm and the clapping of the hands, that definitely helps as well. With reading, that helps as well. So great. Thank you guys for answering and responding. Okay, now we're going to explore strategies for teaching art. All right, so strategies for teaching art are planning and preparing. Just like we said before, being very intentional about your planning. If you see there is, you have children that may need extra support, think about in your planning time, how would I support this child during my planning or for this activity? How can I help the other children and just get involved with this activity? Child directed, making sure that we have a child directed session in our activity as well, getting them involved builds self-confidence and encourages them to want to get involved, knowing that they have a say-so in their learning. And positive feedback, making sure that we're talking to the children throughout, let them know that we like what they're doing. We want positive behavior also throughout that, reminding them of your discipline chart. What else do we have? And then preparing the children, talking with them, getting them excited about what is about to happen. And we're going to have a great time in art today. We're going to build this, so we're going to make that. Get them excited always helps as well. Sorry, my pictures are after what I said. It's okay. We're going to move on. All right. Discuss and develop how to implement this and develop program-wide action plan related to art. Sorry, here we go. All right. So we're going to have a breakout room for 15 minutes. And I'm going to put the questions in the chat. So we're going to discuss common classroom development action plans as to things and materials you'll be adding to your art center. How do you plan on introducing art to your children and what expectations you have for them? And then center-wide as well. So I'm going to put this in the chat. Where am I? Hold on 1 minute. So this is
How long did you want this to go, Quanta?
this one is, we can do 10 minutes. It's supposed to be 15, but I guess we could do 10 since the time. What materials, there we go, and things will you add to your art center?
Let me know when you're ready.
I am ready. Okay. All right. So did anyone want to discuss anything you guys talked about in your breakout rooms? I know we had a really good discussion in ours. And so Ms. Victoria, do you want to bring it to the group so we can have a little bit more of a discussion of your
Okay.
problem you're having?
Sure. Because I wanted to make this a positive experience for myself and others. I'm starting an art program in a preschool, and I'm pretty comfortable with 3, 4, and 5-year-olds. But when it comes to 2-year-olds, I'm just at a loss. And a lot of it is behavioral, and a lot of it, I just am not sure what they're capable of doing at that age group. That's really where I need help. To me, even babies are easier because babies love to do everything, So, but
Okay.
what I see, it's a age where they're learning their boundaries, and they're learning to say no. And so, I
So
just
yes,
I want art to be like a safe space for them and a happy place for them.
And so she has a group of 15 and she was asking for maybe just guidance on activities that she can do and just kind of knowing what 2-year-olds can do. We talked about dividing the group up and having one table do something more teacher directed and the other teacher doing the other table doing something more child directed, something that they don't have to be monitored with so as much. So I was wondering if anyone else had any more ideas for her. Yes, being very excited, making
Yeah,
very
that's not an
enthused about the
issue.
activity.
Yeah, definitely. No, that's good.
For
I am
sure.
excited about art. But also, can I ask another question? What's a
Sure.
reasonable time frame for a 2-year-old to engage in art? It's short. It's not the same as a 3-year-old. It's like 10 minutes or 15.
Yes. I usually do one more and give them.
Yeah, I can't do that.
Okay. Yeah, so she's in the art room. She's the art teacher, so she brings the kids outside of the classroom to go into a different
I see.
art room. So,
Mm.
anyone else, Miss Shy or Miss Lexi?
I was just gonna say, I
Okay.
don't work with 2-year-olds. However, I do have a 2-year-old granddaughter. One of the things I do for her is I make Rebus pictures for her, like of the steps of something we're going to do. So if it's more teacher directed, I talk about the steps of what we're going to do and make little pictures of it. So, and you know, I put a 1 there. It helps her with number recognition as well. And then of course, if it's not directed by me, I just start playing with her, like with Play-Doh. I'm just gonna say, you know, I'm gonna make a ball, so I'm gonna roll it up. I talk her through what I'm doing so she understands. So if she wants to do the same thing I'm doing, she can. Or if she just wants to do her own thing, that's okay too. But definitely small group with 2s is really important. Like you said, just to keep them engaged and to also for their safety.
Agreed. Thank you guys. All right, let me share screen again. All right. All right, so we have our resources here. Ms. Shy will send you everything through the email, through the follow-up email of all our resources we used today. And then here's our wrap up. We were able to define art in the various branches of creative in such as painting, music, literature, and dance. We discussed why art is important. We use strategies for teaching art. And we develop a plan on incorporating arts into our daily activity. Thank you guys so much. This is Kwanda. It was a pleasure working with you guys. I hope we answered all your questions. Thank you guys so much.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
In the chat box, Ms. Shy has dropped our evaluation for your in-service certificate today. So the link is in the chat box now. If you can go ahead and leave the evaluate today's training, we would greatly appreciate that feedback. The email address that you put on that evaluation form is where your in-service certificate will be immediately sent to. If you don't see it in your inbox, make sure that you check your spam folder just in case. And if you still don't see it there, feel free to shoot one of us an email and we'll look for it. And we just want to say thank you everybody for your time and being here with us.
Thank
today.
you. Yeah.
Yay.
Okay.